The NBA trade deadline has come and passed. Did the Mavericks improve? Let's talk about it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Dallas Mavericks Update, brought to you by DopeContent.com and the Dope Sports Podcast.
Yeah.
We are here, YouTube exclusive, bringing you Mavericks content. And this is going to be a short video. It's going to be a quick video. I wanted to get this out the way with Chris Arnold, but my schedule would not allow me to do it. So I'm going to do it solo today. And then at the end, I got to get some things off my chest about the Dallas Mavericks. I got a little beef with the Mavericks PR, right? So we'll get into that, man. But once again, thank you for joining, and let's get right into it. The Dallas Mavericks are currently sitting at 28-23. Trade deadline came and passed, and the Mavs were active. They were active. They ended up trading Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and the first-round draft pick to the Charlotte Hornets for P.J. Washington.
Yeah.
And then they also traded backup center Rashawn Holmes to Washington for Daniel Gafford, backup center in Washington.
Yeah.
I like both moves. Me personally, I was never a fan of the Grant Williams signing. Kevin Gray and Gavin Spittle can vouch for me on that one, right? Because I told them in the summer during the fan phenom that why is everybody so excited about Grant Williams? If Grant Williams is your big free agent signing for the year, you did a bad job. That's not a good offseason. If Grant Williams is your big free agent signing, of course they re-signed Kyrie, right? That's the big signing. But the way Mavs Twitter and Mavs fans on Twitter hyped up the Grant Williams signing, I just didn't understand it at all. I didn't understand it from day one, and you see what happened, right? So Grant Williams comes in. He started off pretty hot, which I was like, cool, okay, maybe Grant just needed more playing time, and he'll look like this throughout the season playing with Luka and Kyrie, right? But in the last 40 games, Grant Williams averaged 6.9 points, 3.5 rebounds in 25 minutes, shooting 38%.
Bruh.
Right? That's your big signing that you was happy about? Averaging 7 points a game, 3.5 rebounds in 25 minutes? That's what y'all was happy about? Like, I didn't understand it. Seth Curry, I was happy to get Seth Curry back. Jason Kidd wouldn't play him for whatever reason. I don't understand that. Rashawn Holmes, I was happy to have Rashawn Holmes because to me, that meant less Dwight Powell and possibly less Maxi Kleber, which I like Maxi, but it meant less Dwight Powell at the backup center. That's what I thought was going to happen with Rashawn Holmes. That never played out either because Rashawn Holmes couldn't get on the court as well, right? So you replace a guy who doesn't play in Rashawn Holmes for a guy in Daniel Gafford who is 6'10", 25 years old, 234 pounds, averaging right now 11 points per game, 8 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and he's shooting 69% from the field.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that's not an upgrade. That's a huge upgrade. To get a center that's getting you 11 points, 8 rebounds a game, shooting 69%, and only thing you traded away was somebody who doesn't play, immediate upgrade. So him and Derek Lively in the front court, I love it. Love the move by Nico Harrison. Love the P.J. Walker move. I'm sorry, I said P.J. Walker. I'm thinking XFL. P.J. Washington move. I'm thinking, look, I cover the XFL, UFL, all that. So P.J. Walker is stuck in my head. But P.J. Washington, I love the P.J. Washington move. Man, coming in, averaging 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. And, this guy's doing his thing, man. He's a better fit for the Mavericks, in my opinion. P.J. Washington is a guy that the Mavericks wanted from jump anyway. They wanted P.J. Washington in the offseason. They didn't get him, and they end up settling for a Grant Williams, who the Mavs Twitter, not the Dallas Mavericks, but just like the different accounts that cover the Mavs, kept trying to hype up, kept trying to overhype. I just didn't understand. Again, I just did not understand the Grant Williams, why everybody was so happy about it. I never understood it. Like, he's a good player, but no, Like, he's not what the Mavs Twitter made him to be, and the Mavs fans tried to make him be. It just wasn't it. And then he comes in, he does his little opening, press conference, introduction press conference, and he's flexing the whole time. Like, he's doing all the flexing. Like, he's a character, right? I was just like, it's kind of weird, but all right, cool. Different vibes, right? And then they love the fact that, he's not afraid to get in somebody's face. He get in LeBron's face first 7 seconds of the game versus LA. He gets in KD's face. That Dallas does need people like that, right? I get it. But to say Grant Williams was just going to come and change his team around from last year, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I didn't see it. So I love the PJ Washington move. I love the Gafford move. Perfect. PJ Washington is from Frisco. He was in Frisco from first grade to 10th grade. So he's a Dallas native. Grant Williams is from Charlotte. So both guys get to go back home. I believe Seth Curry is a Charlotte native as well. So Seth Curry, who, you know what? I feel bad for Seth. I kind of feel bad for Seth because Seth is getting back. He's a millionaire. I can't feel too bad for him, right? But Seth has come to Dallas 3 times, and every single time he's been traded from Dallas. Every time he signs here, they trade him. And it's like every time he comes back, it's a happy reunion. Everybody is happy to see him. He's happy to be here. And he'll make statements like, Mark Cuban knew he messed up by getting rid of me. And then Mark Cuban gets rid of him again. So, only thing I'm happy about with Seth is he's going back to, Carolina. He got family and roots there in Carolina with his dad playing in Charlotte and things like that. And he should get more playing time now in Charlotte. Charlotte is not a great team, but he should get more playing time at least, right? But shout out to Nico Harrison. Shout out to the Mavericks for making these moves. I personally think they improved. Now, the problem with Dallas is they haven't been healthy all year. That's the problem with Dallas. They haven't been healthy all year. Can they get healthy? That's the question now. Can they get healthy? If this team is healthy, I think they will be fine. I think they'll make it. I don't want to say Western Conference Finals right now, but second round for sure, right? Because we still got to get them time to gel. Luka and Kyrie haven't played that many games together still to this day because one of the two is always hurt. When Luka is playing, Kyrie's hurt. When Kyrie's playing, Luka is hurt. Derek Lively has been injured. He's out today for today's game against OKC, right? I mean, Dante Exum come in and it looked like he's turning his career around here in Dallas, and he gets injured, right? Maxi Kleber has been injured for most of the year. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy that they can't get healthy. And that's the big thing for Dallas. If they could get healthy, they would be just fine. And I believe the look up on the score right here is saying that the Mavericks and the Thunder play at 2:00. So that game is going to happen pretty soon, right? Speaking of that, let's get into the Mavs PR. Actually, before we get into the Mavs PR, it's funny how Tim Hardaway Jr., Dwight Powell, and Maxi Kleber, they always talked about, being put on a trade block and a trade deadline, especially Tim Hardaway. The Mavs fans want Dwight Powell out, and the media keeps saying Tim Hardaway is going to be the one traded. These guys are still here. And so shout out to those guys, right? Shout out to those guys for still being here. I personally think the Mavs improved if they could get healthy. If they could get healthy by the All-Star break or right after the All-Star break, this team can make some noise. You got 2 stars. PJ Washington is a great fit here in Dallas if Jason Kidd uses him right. Daniel Gafford is a great fit here in Dallas if Jason Kidd uses him right. Now it's on the coaching. It's on health and coaching. They can make. I said I wasn't going to say Western Conference Finals, but looking at the Western Conference, they can play with anybody, right? Only team that I say is better than them right now, just looking at them, is Denver. Because I'm not worried about the Lakers. I'm not worried about the Clippers, even though the Clippers got all these all-stars. I'm not worried about the Clippers. I'm not worried about Minnesota. I'm not worried about these guys. I think the Mavericks can beat them. So You know, the Clippers will be tough. Denver would be tough. But the Mavs can play with anybody else. They can play with the Clippers in Denver. Especially if this roster is healthy, the way it's set up right now. So you got defenders, you got length, you got athleticism, you got youth. The Mavs has done a good job, right? They just need to get healthy, and Jason Kidd got to be better at coaching, period, right? Let's get to the Mavs PR. So I applied for season credentials at the beginning. Well, it was past the deadline, so I understood why they told me I couldn't do it, right? And then they also said, oh, you know, we don't know. You kind of knew. We don't know who you are. You know, we need to see more. Cool, right? Cool. I come back last week and I apply for single game credentials, starting with today's game against OKC. And first of all, the system was acting weird. Like, it wouldn't let me sign in with my dope content email, but it saying it didn't recognize my email. And then when I tried to do a new app with that email, it says, oh, we already have this email on file. Bruh. So I said, all right, whatever, man. I'm gonna use my personal email. I use my personal email, and I apply for the game credentials. And then when I try to check the status, because I didn't get no emails until like late last night, so I tried to check for status, it did the same thing. Oh, you don't have this email on file. So I say, all right, let's go to new app. I put that same email in. Oh, it's already, you know, a Kevin Lou 05 Gmail on file. Bruh. But I can't sign in to see the status of my credentials, right? Cool. So I let the, you know, PR people know. I emailed them to tell them, hey, this is what's going on with the website. I just kind of want to update, you know, if I could get an update to know if I could come to the game today or not, right? I get an email back saying, hey, you know, we'll try to work on the system, is, you know, see what's going on with the system. But to be honest, we really don't know about your brand. I went to the YouTube and I didn't see anything NBA related. So I'm like, well, and then she said, you know, can you send some footage of some stuff that you've covered and things like that? So I said, okay, well, the thing is, I do a sports podcast every Tuesday, and we have been focusing more on football, but there's a lot of NBA content on my YouTube, right? I said, I even have a Dallas Mavericks playlist, which I don't update as much as I wanted to because I'm not credentialed with you guys. I'm too busy focusing on the things that I am credentialed with, right? It just makes sense. If I'm credentialed with the Dallas Wings, I'm going to focus more on the Dallas Wings. If I'm credentialed with, you know, different wrestling organizations, I'm going to focus on that. The NCAA college football games that we've been doing and the Dez Bryant tailgates that we've been doing, I'm going to focus more on those things because I am credentialed with those, right? And I want to stay credentialed with those people. The UFL, XFL, which I need to figure out what's going on with them too, because they updated their email, not the email system, but their credential system, and can't nobody find it, right? So, like, everybody's been emailing each other. People texting me. I'm texting other folks like, hey, man, do you know what a new UFL credential? I don't know. Nobody know, right? Hopefully that'll open up soon and we'll find it. But I told them, I say, look, you know, I can send you this. So I sent them the Mavericks playlist. I sent the Dope Sports podcast playlist. I sent them the interview that I did with Chris Arnold because he does the in-arena stuff for the Mavericks. I say I got references if y'all need them because I got plenty of people that's in arena that you can talk to right now that can vouch for me and the work that I do. I'm not on no BS. And then I sent them the Dallas Wings stuff because I'm like, that's basketball related. That's WNBA. And I've done more content, way more content for the Dallas Wings on YouTube than the actual Dallas Wings account. Bruh. And it's not even close. In my 1 year covering the Dallas Wings, I've done more content on YouTube, way more than the actual Dallas Wings YouTube. So, and I told him, I explained it to him. I said, we're new. We're not, you know, we haven't been around that long. Dope content hasn't been around that long, but this is the work I'm doing. They declined me for the day. And it kind of gets under my skin because I feel disrespected. Like, I get what you're saying. I'm new. You don't really know me like that. But at the same time, I know people for a fact, and I'm not gonna call no names because I don't like doing that, and I got much respect and love for everybody, including those people, right? But I know people that's credentialed with the Mavericks that the only content that they do post is them being in the arena with the Mavericks, right?
Bruh.
Beforehand, it wasn't no NBA content. It wasn't no Mavericks content. As far as subs and views and all that, and they're not getting more than me. Their reach is not more than mine, right? And this, I'm not talking like I get I'm just banging, killing on views and nothing like that, because that's not what it is, right? It's up and down for me. But consistent wise, they're not doing more numbers than me, right? Again, the content that they do have that's NBA is because y'all allowed them to be in the arena and interview these players and yada yada and etc. Kind of like what I did with the Dallas Wings. Dallas Wings gave me my chance. Look at the content I did for the Dallas Wings. All I'm asking for the Dallas Mavericks is to give me a chance. And if you don't like the content that I'm doing and you don't think I'm doing a good job, take my credentials.
Bruh.
Simple as that. I'm not gonna argue with you. If you don't think I'm doing a good job and you don't think I will have more content like Dallas Mavericks stuff like this, where I'm doing a podcast weekly, I told him I would do a weekly podcast if I had credentials, because I'm credentialed with you. I'm gonna focus more on you. We're trying to build a team. We got more reporters coming in, so we're gonna have more articles written on y'all. We're gonna have all that. You just gotta give me a chance. If you don't give me a chance, you can't see what I do. But you gave other people a chance that wasn't doing nothing beforehand. And the only thing they've done since they've been there is stuff I would have been doing. I would have been talking to players, all that as well. Give me a chance to build my channel like they building theirs. Like that's all I'm asking for, Dallas Mavericks. Look, it's the end of the season. We only got how many home games left? 15 maybe? 14? Man, let me get in at least 2 of them. And see what I do. And then I'll apply for next year. For, season and all that stuff. I just don't understand. It kind of bugs me, y'all. I'm trying not to say something crazy, but it bugs me, right? Because I kind of took that as disrespect. Like, I get it. You don't know who the Dope Sports Podcast is. Dope Content is new. You haven't really heard of us. But I looked down a list of people on because when you apply, you can actually see the list of people that's credentialed with them. So I'm looking down the list and I'm like, well, I've seen this person work. I know this person. I know this person. I know this person. I know more people than people think. I've seen this person. I've seen this person work. I've seen this person work. They not putting in the time that I'm doing. Like, I've seen these people. They not. They just not. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to call nobody out. Nothing like that. I love everybody. But I'm just saying, if y'all gave us a chance, Dallas Mavericks PR, to actually see what we could do, trust me, you will like this. You will like the content that we bring. Because again, I'm building a team. We're about to have more writers, more reporters. We're about to have more photographers. We're about to have more video, people taking videos and etc. Like, the content that we're about to start putting out is about to be crazy. And again, I done made this whole overlay. I done got a whole Mavericks playlist. All this. I did the draft stuff. We did a recap on the draft. We did free agency. We did, last year playoffs and the year before that. Like, we've done Mavericks stuff. We've done NBA stuff. Next week's show on Tuesday is going to be an NBA heavy show because the Super Bowl is done. We're going to recap the Super Bowl and we're focusing on the NBA.
Bruh.
Right? So it's just irritating, man. Like, all I ask for is a fair chance. You allowed people that didn't have content before they got credentials to get in there, and now all their content is stuff because they have credentials. They getting to talk to these players. They're getting post interviews and post game conferences and things like that. Give me the chance to do that. Again, look at my content. Go to the Dallas Wings playlist. Look at my content for the Dallas Wings, and then go to the actual Dallas Wings YouTube and tell me I don't have way more content and better content than what they have when they on YouTube.
Bruh.
The official YouTube. I could do the same thing that you're doing on your YouTube, Dallas, and I could do more because I'm providing a weekly podcast. Just give us a chance. You gave everybody else a chance that wasn't doing nothing. Give us a chance. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And I don't even like talking like this. I really don't. I really don't. But I just kind of felt it when I got the email. I just kind of felt like, come on, man. And then they stopped responding after I sent them what they asked for me to send. Like, you asked for me to send you our work and things like that, so I send it to you and you don't respond no more. That irritates me more than anything. When I send people stuff and they don't respond.
Bruh.
I'm cool with the nose. I'm cool with the nose. At least you responded. But the ones that don't respond, I just that's because I send so many emails a day to different people for different things, for interviews, for credentials, and etc. When you get tired after a while of sending maybe 10 emails a day between your work shifts, and then you might get one back. You might get one return, one response. That gets tiring, bruh. Especially when you go, I do my research on things before I send emails. So just know that if I seen somebody get an interview over here and they gave them a chance to interview them, or somebody got credentialed, I'm going to know before I send the email. I'm like, oh, if this person did this, if they went to this show, or this person got credentialed, I'm looking at my stuff and looking at their stuff. I should be able to secure that interview, or I should be able to get that credential as well. I always do my research before I send emails because I don't want to look stupid. If this person is doing this, I've put in way more work than this person without the credentials. My views are better without the credentials. My subscriptions, my followers across all social media is better without the credentials. And then I have something they don't have, because a lot of them don't even have Twitch. I got 6,100 people on Twitch. And then I got 2 Twitch pages. One I don't even use anymore. I got another 2,000 on that. And I don't even use it. So don't tell me my stuff is not worth it. Not worth the response when everybody else is getting certain things. That's all I'm saying. I'm cool with a no, but don't disrespect us, man. Don't disrespect us like we ain't been putting in the work, because that's some BS. That's some BS. And I'm not talking like, because I know I ain't got the best content all the time. I get it, bro. It's gonna be people better that puts out better stuff than me, right? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Give us a chance. Don't disrespect us like the work ain't been put in. We're about to launch an Amazon channel, a Roku channel, Apple TV channel. We're trying to grow. We're trying to grow. And we're doing this. We're YouTube partnered with Twitch affiliates. We're part of the Twitch sports team on Twitch. So, like, let me just leave it alone before I say something. Appreciate y'all joining. It's only a certain amount of disrespect, man, that I'm just gonna take. I've been, humbled, and I'm still humbled, and I appreciate everybody that support and watch. But man, just like, yeah, man, I can't allow people to just keep disrespecting something I know that I've worked hard for the last couple of years. I've invested in this. I've spent a lot of time and money in this. It's been a lot of headaches in this. Again, it's not just Mavericks. I do it a lot. I do a lot. I do wrestling. I do video games. I do UFL, WNBA. Like, I do the regular sports. I do boxing. It's a lot to juggle. I'm one person. We are building a team. And I have a team ready for these other sports. We do college football. We do all this stuff now. So we do tailgate parties. Like, just come on, man. Come on, man. Don't disrespect us like that. Don't disrespect us like that, for real. Shout out to the Mavericks. And shout out to the PR. I ain't got no beef with them. I don't have no beef with the PR. I love everything about the Mavericks, man. But I just kind of felt the type of way after that email. Because, again, I've done my research before I sent any email. I do my research. Just come on, man. I'm sorry. Appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a good one. And hopefully the Mavericks get this win over OKC. Once they get healthy, I'm putting them in a Western Conference Finals. Picture. I'm not gonna say they guarantee, because right now it's looking like it's gonna be Denver and the Clippers, right? Those are only two teams that'll give you some type of way. And I'm really not worried about the Clippers, because James Harden in the playoffs, he's gonna fold. Hopefully Kawhi and Paul George can stay healthy, right? But they normally don't stay healthy for whatever reason. They normally don't stay healthy in the playoffs. But if it comes down to James Harden and Russell Westbrook in the playoffs, we gonna beat them all day. So, especially if the Mavericks are healthy. So, much love to y'all. Y'all be safe. Until next time, I'm out.